Good morning and welcome to this devotional series as we look at some life lessons that we see in the life of Moses and how they point us to Christ. Today, I want to start at Exodus chapter 1, reading verses 8 and 10 and 15 to 17. So now there arose a new king over Egypt who did not know Joseph, and he said to his people, "Behold, the people of Israel are too many and too mighty for us. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply, and if war breaks out, they join our enemies and fight against us and escape the land." So this is what the king of Egypt did. He said to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shiphrah and the other Puah, "When you serve as midwife to the Hebrew women and see them on their birth stool, if it is a son, you shall kill him, but if it is a daughter, she shall live." But the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but let the male children live. So the decision to murder all of the Hebrew baby boys was a decision that came from a place of fear. Pharaoh feared the growing numbers of the Hebrew slaves. He feared that they might rise up on their own, or that if an enemy attacked them, they might join forces with their enemy and defeat them. Imagine being one of the midwives of the Hebrews. Now, as slaves, their people were already abused and mistreated by the Egyptians. They had no power, and they were commanded by the Pharaoh, the most powerful man in their world, to kill. Their whole job was to bring new life into the world, and Pharaoh wanted them to bring death instead. What would you do, knowing that likely defiance of that order meant that your life or the life of your family would be on the line? Courageously, these women stood up to Pharaoh. And when they were asked about it, in response, they told Pharaoh that the Hebrew women aren't like Egyptian women. They're vigorous, they're strong, they give birth before we're able to arrive. It's not our fault. Their act of defiance is a classic example of when and how to practice civil disobedience. As God's people, we are commanded to obey authorities even when we don't like or agree with them. And the Apostle Paul highlights this again for us in Romans chapter 13. The one exception to this is when the government begins to push us to break God's law. That's when you've got a difficult decision to make. Obey the government, the rulers, or obey God. The midwives made the right choice. Now, maybe you haven't faced a life or death scenario like they did. It's likely that you haven't. But maybe you have faced a different scenario. Maybe you faced relational or professional pressure to take a shortcut, to bend the rules, to turn a blind eye to something that you know is wrong, or to do something that you know isn't right. In those moments when they come, and they will come, the strength you need to stand doesn't come from deep inside yourself. It comes from looking to Christ, the one who stood for you, the one who said, "Don't fear those who can kill the body and after that can do no more. Rather fear God, the one who has the power over not just life and death, but your eternal fate." May you have a great day today as you stand courageously for Christ, as He stood for you.